Okay, you all come in, hit that like and share button. I'm going to do this live stream anyway, even though my video signal or my Wi-Fi signal looks a little weak. It looks blurry to me in my end. But hey, um, I'm just reading the comment, you all. I'm live streaming anyway, so come in, hit that thumbs up, hit that like and share button, and let me know if the sound is good. I may have to switch my cameras and see if it's a camera connection issue or is it a Wi-Fi issue. But I have my laptop glasses on today because I have been in front of the laptop literally all day and into the evening. And again, this looks a little blurry on my end, but I don't know. Maybe it's the longer I live stream, it will kind of clear itself out. Let me see if I can switch my camera angles. And let me know if you all can hear me well. And if the camera angle or the camera switch helps the blurriness, which I don't think it did. Let me look on my other screen, see what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Let me see. Maybe I should just take these off for the live stream. I think it's clearing up. All right, so you all come in, hit that like and share button, and let's discuss some things. Right, I'm gonna just take these off. I've had them on long enough. Let's discuss some things about the dollar and why its dominance will end, meaning that it will no longer be the world reserve currency, right? Let me go ahead and tell you straight up front that you have to be, I think, spiritually in tune, spiritually inclined. You have to have foresight, and you have to have patience. When it comes to this, I've told many people before, I'm in cryptocurrency for the long term. And why wouldn't I be? Because if this is going to be a monetary reset, and also the robots, the artificial intelligence that's going to come in and start replacing the job of humans, there's going to have to be a global connection of currency in order to power the technology movement. In addition to the robotics, it's going to have to be decoding that goes on. And these cryptocurrencies, certain cryptocurrencies, is about 16,000 right now. So no, I'm not saying all. But when this regulation comes from the government, which it will eventually comes from the government. About 1,000 out of the 16 plus thousand that exists right now will last. Now, this is important because the middle class, if they don't make adjustments right now, if they don't shift that cash, that devaluing currency, as we see prices are continuously increasing by the day, and they are increasing in high volumes from especially at the gas pump. If the middle class continues to do, and this is including the upper middle class, this is also inclusive of um, anyone that's at a 6 7 figure income status right now. Even if you're 5 figures, it's about, I think, the medium household income for most Americans right now, that's over 80% of Americans, is about $60,000 a year. That's not going to make it in this economy. That's not going to make it in this economy. That's not going to get it. Uh, Even if you are a married couple, right? This is a personal message, whether you're single or you are married. Even if you are married and you saying that we have a two household income status, that's great. But even that is not going to be enough for what's coming, right? That's not even going to be enough for what's coming. Every person individually, I'm not saying get two jobs like Dave Ramsey. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not, and the reason why I'm not suggesting that, because now you're going to be taxed as two people, which means you're not going to be able to keep up with this economic system if you don't have a tax plan. What a tax plan does is allows you to keep more of the money that you're making. So what you need is a cash flowing creation plan versus a second job plan, right? Because let's be honest, most second jobs are still paying minimum wage, even though the amount of minimum wage has increased from $7 on average to about $15, but it's still minimum wage when you look at the rising of today's prices. And so I had a video on my Facebook, and I'm not sure if I can. Let me see, because it's a reel. I'm not sure if I can upload that reel, but the video showed pretty much a Mrs. Pac-Man, and the Mrs. Pac-Man was eating up the dollar signs, right? It was a Miss Pac-Man that was eating up the dollar signs. And that's what inflation is doing to your money right now. So, in all honesty, you don't have but a choice but to aggressively put your money in an asset class that's outpacing inflation. Um, Desha said gas has went up 10 cents within a week. In his area, I've seen areas that is increased up to 30 cents. 30 cents in other areas in 3 days. Right? Not a week, but 3 days, increasing in especially in the lower income status area up to 30 cents. And so let's break down some of these stats. Yeah, I've seen 30 up to 30 cents in like 3 days. Um, let's look at what's going on in the economy. Then I'm going to break down exactly what this currency system is going to look like. Number one, a wave of layoffs is happening right now. A large amount of layoffs is happening right now in this economy, in this economic system. So it was known earlier as the Great Resignation. When I mean say earlier in the year, okay, Great Resignation, but now it's the Great Layoffs as these firms out of the United States are cutting back. Carvana, Netflix, um, sweeping the United States. The first few months of this year, right? The cut stems from lower business growth with rising labor costs. So a lot of these big organizations are going to push rising labor costs. I also read somewhere that small business owners are not able to either keep employees because they're simply not coming to work, or they, because of supply chain issues, they can't get the products and the things that they need in order to serve the consumer, right? In order to serve the consumer. So you have layoffs cut across industries from mortgage lending to digital payment processing is what I want you all to understand. This is where we're shifting to. So layoffs are sweeping across the nation. American businesses are the first few months, and recent startups like Peloton have already laid off 1,000 employees. Carvana plans to slash 12% of its workforce. Traditional, traditionally layoff resistance company like Netflix are making cuts, and now Tesla also is cutting back on thousands of jobs. Business growth is slowing while labor cost is increasing, according to this updated and recent report. So you have these transitions coming on. Fossil fuels is, as Exxon is reporting, that they are making gas cleaner. And this is where you're going to have the digital currency that comes in. This is where you're going to have a lot of cryptocurrencies that's up on the fossil fuels, the clean energy cryptocurrency. This is why you've been hearing about cryptos such as XRP that makes it fast, quicker, and cheaper to transport money globally, right? XRP is just one of the cryptocurrency that's economically or friendly to the economy, right? And fossil fuels. And so with this Exxon now, they want to make oil cleaner. Um, they're saying they don't believe that fossil fuels will be extinct, but it sees oil and gas playing a vital role in fueling the economy in the future. The adoption of cleaner alternatives due to lower costs. This is where the money system is going as well, and huge technological leaps needed before replacement of fuels like green hydrogen energy. So Exxon sees a future in fossil fuels. It can lower its carbon emissions profile, and it foresees a 4 trillion market opportunity by 2050 for cleaning up the oil patch. So more economic friendly, as this great reset ties into biblical times when God's saying that my land will rest, and that in Leviticus 25, right, there's going to be the 7th year where there's nothing, according to the Bible, that's going to be produced in of or out of the land. So this is and this is why I don't dispute with people that saying, "Hey, oh, the dollar won't lose its global reserve currency." I don't argue with people that tell people that cryptocurrency is not going to be the future technology for artificial intelligence, robots, and central banks digital currency. All I do is just educate people, and those who are, again, able to be patient, have foresight, but you also need the cash flow. I don't care what you are investing in right now. You have to be either a qualified investor, or you have to have the cash flow in order to invest for the long run, to where money will not ever be a problem for you in the future, because you're getting in on these cryptocurrencies while a lot of them are still cheap and inexpensive, and you're learning how to protect your cryptocurrency, right? And so, with that being said, many people, as we see pricing and spikes in gas and groceries, they're going to be desperate to um, cash out of their crypto, and they're going to be desperate to take an asset building, if they have the correct cryptocurrencies in their database, in their selection plan, to a depreciating, yielding asset like the dollar. So this is what's going to happen. This is the future of what's going to happen, right? Um, Decentralized finances, if you know what that means, decentralized DeFi will take over, fintech will take over, and also biometric cryptocurrencies, right? They are a diamond in the rough coins right now. Decentralized and biometric cryptocurrency. And so each country, each country will have its own digital currency that's pegged to a stable coin, what's called a stable coin. So meaning the United States dollar, and I'm not saying it's going to happen this year in 2022, but it is going to happen very quick, and we're going to see more of this in 2023. But until 2020, from now going into the transition of changing of currency systems, you're going to see even higher gas prices. I've showed you all and told you all that in Washington right now, Massachusetts, California is already saying $8 a gallon gas. They are already reprogramming their pumps to accept double digit gas prices. So in simple terms, $10 a gallon and above. So each country will have its own digital currency that's pegged to a stable coin. The entire global monetary system is changing. There is no more dominating currency. Everything will be decentralized. Everything. That means centralized means right now that other countries' currency has is pretty much controlled and dominated by the United States, the dollar, right? So decentralized means it's a transfer from central government to now local government, because again, every country will have their own CBDCs, meaning that every country locally will have control of their currency. The United States, the the Great Babylon will fall. So it will be away from a single administration to like other locations that's controlled. So decentralized currency will have more of a vertical flow where, a horizontal flow versus a vertical flow of centralized currency, right? So more of a horizontal flow versus a vertical flow. So there are a lot of diamonds in the rough cryptos right now. Now, biometrics, what's going to happen with biometrics, then you also have like some Web3 cryptocurrencies as well. Um, that's where we're not going to see .com websites as much anymore, but you're going to see .eth, for example, right? Biometrics is like if you had an Apple Watch on your body, human characteristic surveillance, fingerprints, voice patterns, facial recognition. See, all of these is for the movement of artificial intelligence and robots. So you can either experience generational wealth right now, or you're going to experience generational poverty in this lifetime. There is no in between. And if you're not putting your dollar into something that's very liquid, and when I mean liquid, that means easily to convert over, easily to cash, you know, transfer back into cash into your checking account, um, where your money doesn't have to be tied up for a year or 2 years to get double digit interest rates, where you can get that on a daily basis. Then you're either going to experience generational wealth or generational poverty in this lifetime. And for the people that don't want to learn about a new currency system because they just don't want to accept anything or learn anything new, or they want to hold on to the old currency system and teach people the old ways of wealth building. Now, some things as far as wealth building will never change or never go away, like real estate, land, cash flowing land. That is, I mean, these wealth building tools will not go away, but there are some current wealth building tools that are currently just outdated, right? That's currently outdated. So you got real estate agents, as I'm talking about real estate, they got 3.9 billion in the relief PPP funds, the housing market boom, but there are few people who are able or even in position to repay the loan. Fox News, and I don't believe everything that the media is saying, but I am just repeating some things that they brought out, is that 1/3 of upper middle class that makes or earns over $250,000 a year are living right now paycheck to paycheck. So now they're saying these real estate agents that are supposed to repay their PPP loans, they're not even paying back the PPP loans. And a lot of loans in the housing market, homeowners that have uh, they're not on a fixed interest rate, where they're on an amortized interest rate for their houses, that their finances, when these rate hikes increase, they're not going to be able to repay they're not going to be able to pay back their or pay their mortgage payment, no matter how low the interest rate that they got in it. They're not going to be able to afford the payment because of inflation eating up their paychecks. Um, That's right, Malik. A new era awaits us this fall. Beginning in October, we are in the Shemitah year, according to the Bible. And on my birthday this year, the Shemitah year ends September the 26th, which means after September 26th, according to the Bible calendar, all economic hell is going to break loose. For example, in 2000 and 2001, after the Shemitah year ended, then came 9/11. Also, the same thing with the housing market crash in 2008. Dexter says he talked to a friend in Nigeria, said they're already using cryptocurrency. It's a lot of, you're not like Gucci is accepting cryptocurrency. Restaurants, online are already accepting cryptocurrency in the United States as well, from Dogecoin to Shiba Inu to Bitcoin to Ethereum, to name a few. And so another article states that the dollar dominance is shrinking. The dollar's dominance is shrinking, and um, it's the krona that won and replacing it in reserves. And its reserve, says the IMF. The IMF is the International Monetary Fund. You should pay attention to what the international monetary, not what your local financial, um, I guess, consultant or whoever you talk to about what to invest in, not your cousin, your aunt, or your 6-figure guru that you listen to that's saying that no, the dollar is going to remain its dominance. Listen to what the international, as we have a global economic reset coming. This was just released 2 days ago, June 2nd. So the dominance dollar is eroding, and in the face of non-traditional reserve currency, the IMF economics said currencies, including the krona and won, account in 3/4 of the shift from the greenback. It comes as the central bank manager seeks diversity for their portfolio. The dollar has reigned supreme as the world's global reserve for decades, but that story has been changing, according to economists at the International Monetary Fund. In fact, let me go back to where I was. I think I clicked on that link. In fact, the dollar's share of global foreign exchange reserves dipped below 59% in the final quarter of last year, continuing a downtrend that has been going on, people, for 2 decades. 2 decades. The shift away from the dollar has been driven by central banks' interest in non-traditional reserves, including the Swedish krona, South Korean won, the Australian and Canadian dollars, the currencies of smaller economies that traditionally have not been in reserve holdings for 3/4 shift away from the dollar, the IMF economist reports. So I'm just reading it to you in black and white, right? So what I'm saying is get familiar with Web3 cryptocurrencies, get familiar with biometrics, the cryptocurrencies, and along with biometrics cryptocurrencies, people, just know too that silver will be a part of this, because silver will also be used for the 5G Wi-Fi. That's why your phones had to be upgraded, right? Um, for RFID chips and phone batteries. So, when if you want that tangible investment that may not be easy to liquidate or it doesn't cash flow, but this rich and wealthy game, the gold, especially gold, this is for people who want to preserve their wealth, their money. If you are a poor working class, meaning that you're not making 6 figures, uh I give financial education on my channel, not financial advice. But if you don't have cash to preserve, which means you're transferring a large amount of your cash into gold, so your money that you have maybe in a big savings account or some other 401k or some other type of Roth IRA investing, and you want to make sure you don't lose the value of your cash because you have thousands of cash, then converting that into physical gold for some people is a great strategy. But I see a lot of the poor working middle class who's, yeah, I'm getting gold because it's God's money, and that's the only reason why they can tell you that why they want to invest in gold. Now, I do know and teach that gold is going to use to reset this currency system. So you're going to see gold maybe double and triple in its value right now when this reset button happens. But so will silver, and silver right now is about $30 an ounce, which is more return on investment. And when people just come to me and say, "Oh, gold is God's money," then I simply ask them, "Okay, what is platinum? What is palladium?" Oil is God's currency too. That makes a lot of rich and wealthy even rich and wealthy. So is land. So is diamonds. So is pearls. You know. So come with me. Something better than gold is God's money. So is copper. We can go on, and all of it is going to be all commodities. Right now, even agriculture, cattle, anything God created in His reset is going to be, because people are going. There's going to be food famine. So if you have the ability to grow crops, anything that's God's creation is going to be high currency during this recession, going into a depression. So what is Web 3 cryptocurrencies, right? Web 3 is 3.0, has the potential to host the metaverse, remote office meetings, right? Um, like Ethereum, which is going to be the brain of this global Web 3, and other cryptocurrencies that's going to fulfill that project right now. So, knowing what are some of the best cryptocurrency for these Web 3 projects and networks and oracles and future technology, um, and which ones are decentralized, like Ethereum, Polkadot, things like that. That's going, just having an overall knowledge, and then getting the education you need to make the best, because some people can list 5, 6, 10 cryptocurrencies, right? But their money doesn't stretch 5 or 6 cryptos long. I have people that come on here and ask me, what are your thoughts about these 10 cryptos? And my first thing is, how much do you have put aside to invest in it? Right? Does your money stretch long enough to invest in 5, 6, or 7 or 8 different cryptocurrencies? I think that's the bigger questions than trying to predict, right? Well, that's the first question that should be answered. Then the next question is, am I selecting the right cryptos? And which one, as far as dollar cost averaging, is going to give me the greatest return on my investment? For example, most people want to get into Bitcoin right now. So let's look at the crypto market. And I think Bitcoin, last I looked, was at $29,000. So for that person who have just a little bit of money, dollar cost averaging and getting in cryptocurrencies that's going to be a part of the thousand would be a better play for them than to put $500 into a $29,000 crypto right now. Even though Bitcoin will be that global reserve dominance crypto. So that's all I tell people to really research and to really look into those three things: Web 3, biometrics, and decentralized cryptocurrency. Let me look at this. Let me stop sharing this and look at the super chat. What do I think about XSP, QNT, and Doge GF? Honestly, I haven't looked at Doge GF. I can look at that real quick. But I do like QNT because it is a Ethereum token, and it connects both the public and the private blockchain. It's not something that I have personally on in my portfolio. I think it's around $65. But I really do like that. I'm not saying it's not something that I won't, you know, invest in the near future, because it connects businesses and everything. We're at a lower cost and on a large global scale. And they connect the banks, they connect financial institutions, enterprises, and all that, and fintech. So I do like QNT. Now the part of your, which I love it, QNT. Again, is just definitely something I'm going to look into. And what's Doge? Let me look. Let's look up Doge GF. Doge. You might be showing me something I'm not going to get. I got some baby Doge the other day just because it was on a 10-year high and the meme coin type thing. Am I pronouncing that right? Let's look at. Is it Doge GF? Okay, let's share the screen. Share screen. All right. A token for kind gestures based on reciprocity. The future is kind. Thousands of years ago, people relied on reciprocity as a form of traditional transaction because no government or trade. That's where we headed. And let me enlarge this. Reciprocity is a two-way street with the kind reward, actions, or punishment. With Doge, we are building the world's first token for kind gestures based on reciprocity. That's interesting. How they're going to reward people for kind gestures, I don't know. Doge GF token is available on Ethereum blockchain, MetaMask. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm not even gonna comment on this. It said it's burning. Phase 4 token metrics. 50% of supply is burned. So Doge is rewarding internet creators with kind gestures, reciprocity. I don't know. This is really something I have to just look into. With this social credit score that will come and the meme coin community, I tell you, these pictures are interesting. Get rewards for providing liquidity. I don't know. Doesn't seem bad. Me personally, I will probably get into get some reciprocity to heal the world. I can tell you what, that's going to be needed in this depression. But hey, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know you all. So, but what I do know is that we're going to have a change in this currency system. Chainlink is up today 7%. And yes, it's going to be versatile. I tell anybody to start first with the ISO 222 cryptocurrencies that are already listed. If you are new, start your research there. You cannot go wrong with getting in those cryptos that are definitely on that list. And then, if you need quick money, definitely be a part of your moonshot cryptos. That's kind of like, the Bible says don't put your money in uncertain riches. And I don't believe cryptocurrency is uncertain riches. I not the ones that they've already telling you, right? The one that the IMF and the ISO 200 are already informing you will be a part of this great reset. However, I do think the ones that have no utility, no use cases, some of the meme coins that I just be honest about getting in, like Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, those are, in my opinion, uncertain riches, right? Even Doge, right? Things like that. But your for surety, the ones that they've already did the research. And unfortunately, a lot of people will take those cryptos and convert it back into the dollar system because their cash flow is just not. Their knowledge may be at a point, but where they can know what's going on, but their cash flow is just not in a position where they can hold on and hodl until this get more stability. And what most people don't realize is that their lack of cash flow problem, or their inability to want to improve their credit. People, I would not be entering into this economy with bad credit. I just would not. I would not be entering in this economic system without some type of leverage, right? And I definitely would not have at least two good credit cards that give me passive income back, because that's a way to get your money back for spending, spending money on things that you're already going to spend anyway. So what is cash flow? Well, cash flow is the amount of money you make. The amount of money you make, that's number one. How frequently you make that money, that's number two. There are some people, for example, in America, like teachers, even though it's 365 days out of the year, they only get paid once a month. I mean, they only get paid 12 times. Some people only get paid 26 times out the year. I'm in the program that you see cash flow on the screen that I get paid daily. If I wake up every day and need to spend money every day, then why am I not making money every day? And then it's about how much money you make and how much of the money that you're making that you're keeping. For every dollar, if you don't have a tax shelter, tax protection that you earn, you're giving about 30% of it back to the government in taxes. Most people don't have the financial education to know that they can greatly reduce that, because virtually everyone on my team that's partnership with me have increased their take-home pay, or the amount of return on investment for every dollar that they've earned, from $300 to $1,400 being the highest. And that was money that was already right there in their paycheck that they didn't know by doing the strategy that they had. So we have 70% of Americans, again, right now, that's living paycheck to paycheck. 80% of Americans have credit problems, and 90% of Americans have a negative credit score and a negative cash flow problem. So most people are not even ready. This is what the business and finance world calls credited investors, to even have a conversation about 5, 6, 7, 8 different cryptos if you're only going to put a couple of $100 in each one of them. You can just ride 2 or 3 of them until your cash flow builds up. So right now, people, with all this going on, with this knowledge, every financial factor and that cash flow number that I have in the screen is in your favor. The financial system is changing, and the people that I mentor and I coach that's a part of the program, I'm helping them to get 10, 11 steps ahead to prepare. Because this is going to be a very ugly financial reset that most of the middle class Americans are not prepared for. And so I tell people, your cash flow in a long-term tax plan, especially if you are investing in crypto, should be an asset that every family has in place. Every family has in place. Because when money rolls in, people freedom rolls out. And there's just not enough people that's just taking this serious enough. There's just not a people that's just taking this currency system reset um, important enough. This is for people who really want control over their entire monetary situation. That means just not investing, because what's going to happen when gas go up another $2 or $3 in the next 2 to 3 months? You're going to dip into your crypto portfolio. You're going to cash out of your assets. And so again, virtually everybody on my team has gotten an instant paycheck pay raise ranging from $300 all the way to $1,400 with the cash flow strategies on the screen. So my question is, why would you invest in anything before you invest in protecting the investment? Why would you take a struggling household income right now, and instead of having positive cash flow investing income, now you have stressment income? Because people, everybody, the rich, the poor, working class, and the middle class alike is all in a financial pandemic right now. All in a financial pandemic. And sometimes people ask me, well, how much does that cost? Doesn't cost you anything. That's another investment that you should be ready to invest in. Getting your cash flow up and your credit score up and protecting your investments against the taxes should be another investment that you should have a mindset to invest in. The government, again, is making big changes, drastic changes to this financial system right now. So this moment, every financial move that you make, again, we're playing chess as the government is playing poker. There's no time to play bingo. There's no time to play checkers. Every move you make right now is in your financial favor. And these are all the things you need to get ahead. So if you want to learn about crypto investing, if you want to learn the difference between how to protect your crypto versus a cold wallet and a hard wallet, if you want to get alerts by concierge services on an app to let you know about these moonshot cryptos, meaning they're simply pump and dumps, right? And you need those capital gains, that's fine. But get the cash flow protection you need if you are going to flip cryptocurrency or Forex or whatever you need. Get the cash flow protection system as well. You don't want to be like a lottery winner who wins the lottery and then 50% of it is taken away in the government, and 2 or 3 years you're back where you started again. Or in some cases, people are even worse because they got a house they couldn't afford, they purchased a vehicle they couldn't afford, and they got a luxury lifestyle based off their current financial situation, not looking 2 to 3 years down the road. So people, there's a lot of cryptocurrency out there. I tell people, get a financial education. And if people ask me, Queen, I have $5,000, what should I invest in? I would say the financial education. Right? I would say definitely the financial education, understanding these cryptocurrencies, um, and not just thinking that you got an inside secret on, some ones that are not talked about. First, secure the ISO 202 coin, the ones that the IMF is telling you for sure. Let's go, and then look at the other meme coins or pump and dumps or portfolio. Never invest something that you cannot afford to lose. So understand DeFi and banking. Understand how you can use crypto, credit cards, bank transfers for, again, decentralized lending, for yield forming, borrowing, right? and all these Web3 things, and uh, learn to earn education and empowerment, NFTs. It grants the owners of these their artwork or their music. It grants them ownership, right? So that's it. That's it. Understand biometrics when it comes to that, and get what your money can afford, but make sure you're getting the stable coins. But people, beginning in October, you're going to see a reset like you've never seen before. If you think this summer is scary, hold on. Unfortunately, it's not going to get better because this system has to reset. And they have to crash out the United States dollar, as other countries will have their own digital currency pegged to its stablecoin. So I hope this helped you a great deal. Get your money moves in order right now. Right now. And take an education status on yourself based on what's going to be best for you and your household. Not for somebody who's trying to push you their products to invest in, but know what investment tools right now is going to shift and move with this new currency system, and know which ones that are just old, dilapidated, and outdated. Get your cash flow up, get your credit up, and get your crypto up. And please get your Christ up, your crystals, your higher thinking, your futuristic brain, and the ability to be spiritually led to know where the future of this physical monetary system is going. You all, if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel Crypto Queen Millionaire Moves. Facebook, hit that thumbs up. YouTube, hit the thumbs up as well. And share the video on your platforms. And Twitter, make sure you share this. Leave me a heart and show some digital love. Crypto Queen out.